Hey guys, Dave from Wolfhard Hobbying here, and today we're going to continue looking at painting the avatar for my Eldar army. So in this video we're going to focus on painting the helmet, his hair piece, or just his hair, as well as the shoulder armor pads as well. Now I don't have a specific craft world that I paint my Eldar up as. It's my homebrewed one, and so their main color is going to be purple. So to get us started with the armor and the helmet piece here, we're going to come in with Xurus Purple, or however you pronounce it. You could start off with Nagroth Night, but it's a little too dark to start with on how I'm going to be doing this. Now, I'm not going to be doing it in the quick fashion of painting it and then doing a wash over top. This one I'm going to be highlighting it through layers, and I won't be using any washes. So I want to show you guys how I do that. So this part is very simple. I'm just base coating all the armor pieces and things like that. Again, if you used a Nagroth Night, then you would get a much darker purple, but I don't want too dark of a purple, as I want to quickly highlight it up into a very bright purple. So here, just working it all around. So as you can see, this is the purple that it gives us for our base color, which is the one that I use for all my Eldar. I actually use Minotaur's Ekimos for my base coating for most of my Eldar models. But now you may have noticed that I didn't paint the gold when I did the rest of the gold, and that's so that I could get this base color in between those lines without having to go in with a detail brush. This is a little bit of a dirtier way of doing it, a sloppier way, but with those lines and that embellishment in the armor, that they're a raised surface, so it's going to be easy to do. So that is pretty much it for the base coat of the purple. As you can see, I've kind of tried to leave the lines on the sides of the helmet the blue, so that it shows through. So now I'm coming in with a mixture of Xurus Purple and Genestealer Purple. This is going to be our first layer highlight, and the mixture is 1:1. So with this highlight, I'm going to be making sure that I keep the pure Xurus Purple in the deeper recesses. So kind of like the crest of the helm and things like that. Not working this color into any of the lines of the embellishment, except for on the front part of this helmet here, as I want that piece of the armor to be brightest, as it's kind of standing out a lot more. So just kind of doing an edge highlight here, and just picking out some areas where it's flat. That's where I would do the layering of this highlight over the helmet. With the shoulder plate that's in view right now, you're going to do just the flat part of the armor there. I'm leaving the other shoulder pad alone, as it doesn't really have any flat areas. It's got a lot of embellishment on it, so I'm just going to leave it fairly dark. So as you can see, it's kind of almost another base coat. It's a very subtle color change, but that's kind of what we want. Again, the Nagroth Night would give you a lot darker shadows, but I want my purples to be very bright, so that's why I went with Xurus Purple as the base. And again, I'm not worrying about the embellishments on the top part around the eyes and that, as I want that armor to be brighter than on top, which would be kind of facing farther away from the light. So again, I'm not doing any highlighting on the other shoulder pad, but you could go in there with a detail brush and pick out the smaller highlights and stuff like that. But again, I'm just painting this to my version of a tabletop standard, so I'm not too particular on painting that area, as when we do the gold work for the shoulder pads, the gold is really going to overpower that purple. So next we're going to do another layer highlight, and we're going to come in with just straight Genestealer purple. This one's going to be a little bit more selective of a highlight than the mixture, the one-to-one mixture. This one we're going to make sure that we don't go in to any of the embellishments at all. So it's going to be just the flat parts of the helmet and pretty much some edge highlighting. That's pretty much about all we're going to do with this color. So as you can see here, I'm just picking out this edge along the crest of the helmet, and it is thinned down with some medium just to give it a little bit easier to work with, and it makes it a little bit translucent when it dries, so it's a very subtle highlight, as we don't want our highlights to be too overpowering, but again, it's up to you on how bright you want your highlights, how strong you want them as well. So as you can see here, I'm just going to go in near this embellishment, but leaving a lot of the mixture, the one-to-one mixture, and the straight Xurus purple into those recesses of the embellishment. So it's just pretty much picking out the flat parts of the armor, where a lot of light would be hitting. Now if you're doing this in a wash, you could just put down Genestealer purple, wash it with Druchii violet, and then highlight it back up, which would be a lot faster, but it would look a lot messier. So as you can see here, I've been quite selective of where the highlight's going, a lot of edge highlighting. Again, it kind of looks a little off right now, but when we do the gold work on the face part of the helmet, it's going to break up that purple, and it will make the blends a lot nicer. You could also come in after with a thinned down Druchii violet to bring all those colors together again as well, but it's up to you on how you'd like to do it. So for the last highlight, I'm going to come in with Emperor's Children and Genestealer purple. And this again is a one-to-one mix ratio, so it gives us this very bright purple, as Emperor's Children has a lot of purple mixed in with the pink already. Adding the Genestealer just brings it a lot more into the purple spectrum than the pink one. So this one's going to be a very specific edge highlight, corners, high points on the armor, things like that is going to be picked out with this color. My hand kind of got in the way, but I kind of picked the corner right near his eye. You can kind of see it there, and that's pretty much all we're going to be doing. It's very small points on the model to highlight that. So next we're going to come in and we're going to start on his hair. So I've given the hair another base coat of Vallejo's black gray. This is just to cover up all the gold that was in the hair and bring back the darkness, because I want it black hair and purple highlights, so kind of like maybe a dye job or whatever. So I'm going to come in with Nagroth Night. The reason I'm coming in with Nagroth Night, not my original base coat of Xurus purple, is I want to establish the purple highlights, but I want to have dark areas of the highlights. So this is just to give me kind of a base color of purple to work with. So I'm only going to kind of quickly show you here on the main part of the hair, as you don't need to see me dry brushing all of the hair pieces. Pretty much the way I dry brush one area is the way I dry brush them all. Sorry, my hand gets in the way here, but I'm still just using Nagroth Night and going to get all the hair. So I'm just going to show you in this mid part here instead of showing you the entire thing, just because you do it in one area, you're going to do it all around. The only thing I don't do on the bottom parts of the hair is bring in my other highlights that are closer to the body. I just do the highlighting out to the ends of the hair. So with that done, we're going to come in now with Zurus Purple. And again, when I'm doing these color transitions, I don't wash my brush or change my dry brushes, so the colors kind of mix. Not enough to give a huge color variation or say it's a 1-to-1 mixture, but I just don't. You get some cool colors and things like that when it's mixing in the brush. So when I'm dry brushing a specific color gradient, I never dry my brush or wash it out or change them, just because you can get some cool effects that way. So here again, I'm just focusing this color on the main part of the hair, as again I'll go around and do the rest of the hair after. It's not that big of a deal, but again, this is a very subtle purple, and it's fairly dark too, but you can see it's starting to brighten up from the Nagroth night. So with that done, we're now going to just do our next highlight, which is going to be straight Gene Stealer Purple. Again, not washing my brush or changing it out, so it's mixing with the other colors, so it's going to be fairly bright but not too bright. And as you can see, I kind of had a little too much on my brush, but I'm just lightly dry brushing over top, keeping my brush farther away from the hair with each highlighting step, just so that the darker colors are in the deeper recesses of the hair, and the brighter is on top. So now I'm just going to add a drop of Emperor's Children to get a 1-to-1 mixture now, and this one is going to be really light. I'm going to focus it more on the top part of the hair, and it's going to be a very light dry brushing. So again, with every layer of highlights, I'm bringing my brush further and further back. So I'm focusing this color on the tips of the hair, the highest most point, and yeah. So again, you can take this dry brush as far as you want. Again, I'm going to do the sides afterwards, but that's pretty much it, guys. You can again take this as far as you want. Just showing you the front here where I picked out some more with that mixture, the 1-to-1 mixture of Emperor's Children. And as you can see, it gives a really cool effect when you're layering your highlights instead of just washing. And I am going to come in and paint the lines in those vent areas white just to show some power and do all the gold work on the model. But that's it, guys. That's how I'm painting the armor for my avatar. Leave some comments on how you would do it or how you think I could improve on doing it, as well as there will be a link to my Facebook account in the description below if you want to shoot me a message over there, giving me any ideas of what you'd like to see me paint or how I could improve my painting. I'm always up for good criticism, constructive criticism. There's also going to be a link to my Patreon account in the description below as well, so if you'd like to show some support that way, that would be awesome. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Stay tuned for the next part, which is going to be his sword. And again, guys, have yourselves a great day.